everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today what we're going to do is we're going to search for images on a site, and then we're going to get the image file names .jpg, etc. So first part of the program, we're going to search for images. So you'll need to import the OS module here, import requests, and import the RE module. If you don't have the requests module, you're going to have to install that through pip. The others come as bog standard. I'm going to create a variable called URL. I'm going to assign it to input here. I'm going to tell the user what to do, so the user will enter URL, oi, URL there. So user will enter the URL. I'm going to create another variable called HTML. I'm going to assign that to request dot get, and then the URL that we typed in, and then dot text. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to come onto a conditional using if. So if re dot search, I'm going to use regex here to search for the image. img, whoops, made a little bit of a mistake there. Let's just go back on that. So that's going to be img html, and that's going to be re.I for image. Print images found on site. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create another subroutine here called get image names. I'm going to do an else here, else print no images found. Okay, so now we're going to create the next subroutine or function. I'm going to create the next function here. Get image names. Right. In fact, we'll just leave that for a minute. Put a pass in there, and we'll just use the search here first of all. We'll run this program. Search images. Let's just run this. I have to enter a URL here. So HTTPS enter, images have been found on the site. So let's just try this again. Let's try another URL, and I know this URL doesn't have any images on its site, so H. There we go, hit enter. So there you go, no images found on this particular site. Okay, let's go into this one here, get image names. So we want the image names here. So what I'm going to do, in fact we don't need to jump to that, this is going to be a separate function. So get image names, so I'm going to type in URL here, to assign it to input, and enter URL here. User will enter the URL. Going to create another variable HTML. Assign that to requests. But get URL dot text. Oh, that's wrong. H, that should be TML. Okay, we're going to create a variable here called images. And we're going to assign that to the regex re.findAll. And this is going to be R for the regex, src for the images, okay. Let's just do that, src for the images. I have to be careful with this because I'm having to think a lot about this. Okay. And then we want to put in the type of images we're looking for, which is JPG. There, so JPG, PNG, and then FI, GIF. Those are the images. Just close that off there. That's going to be HTML, and then re.I for image. Okay, I'm just going to have a little look along there, make sure I've not made any typos, because I really had to think about that. Okay, the only problem I might have here was typos. What I suggest you do if you've got these regex patterns is just copy and paste them and create a file and just give a description what they do. So when you do this kind of program, you can simply go to your files and copy and paste these into here, because I have trouble remembering all these regex patterns, so that's what I tend to do, but there's quite a few default ones that I can remember off the top of my head. Okay, so that's looking about right. So what we do is we do a for loop for I, using I in images. Okay, I'm making one or two typos here because my keyboard is very worn. Let's see, I'm going to have to put some new letters on it. I'm going to create a variable called name. I'm going to assign it to I and a 0. split. Okay. We do -1 there. So this I0 splits it by this backslash here, gets the last part of the file name. So it takes the image URL, splits it by this. Yeah, have I done that right? Let's have a look. Yeah, sorry, I'm on the wrong line there. Yeah, splits it by this slash here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to print out the image URLs. So print I. Okay, so I'm just going to run through this again. Split. Okay, it's looking about right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to call that function. I'm going to knock out this here. So we're going to call the function get image names. Okay, so hopefully we're going to call this. So I'm going to run the program. Enter URL. So I'm going to enter a URL into this. Enter. Now let's just go out a little bit. And we've got all the images there. So there you go. Bob's your uncle and Fanny is your auntie. I hope you enjoyed that, and remember, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscription button below. Give it a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye bye.